Hey yo, welcome back to Michigan Outdoors. Today is the day before opening day of the Southern Michigan Duck Opener. It's a mouthful, I know. So I figured, why not go through as I'm packing, getting ready, make a video showing everyone what I am packing in my truck and in my blind bag, and yeah, go from there. So might be a couple little different things that most people don't think about, so I thought if I could help you, why not? Raw, pure information the night before, and yeah, so let's get started. So I don't know if I would say it's the first thing you need, but it's just about the most important tool you need to take with you when you go duck hunting is a gun. So I have the 1187. It's cheap, kills ducks. One thing I would show you, or tell you, recommend, when you do go hunting, see how this is all screwed up? Make sure you wipe your guns off after the hunt. I was stupid when I was early on, first started duck hunting. I had it in my floating case and left it there for 3 days. And I pulled it out, entire thing was covered in rust. So yeah, I cleaned it off as best as I could, and here we are. Got a shitty looking gun. I guess the next item you would need, goes along with that one, is a case. Preferably a floating case and a soft case. When I first started, all I had was hard cases, and yeah, that was a pain in the ass carrying in and out of both. Plus, if you dropped it, it would sink. This floats, and you got a couple other extra storage compartments, throw some shelves, and yeah, so make sure you get a floating case. This one was from Cabela's, probably, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks. Next item along those lines is something different that probably not everyone has when they go duck hunting. Some people, I'm assuming, wear not these shells, but I know a lot of people, you know, especially if you're hunting from A-frames or from land, they just take a box of shells, throw them in a bag, pull them out as needed. I, however, like to hunt a lot of the managed areas in Michigan, and so you're sitting in a chair in the swamp. You don't really have a lot of area to put a bag, so I don't want to have a box hanging from me or in my bag in a sled that I have to go grab. So this is a shell belt. It holds 25, which is the limit you're allowed at the managed areas, so it's perfect. And what I like to do with this is wear it on the inside of my waders, which I can show you that tomorrow during the duck hunting video. You put this on inside your waders, and they keep them, it keeps them dry as long as you don't fall overboard or step into a hole and fill your waders. So for the most part, it's good. Just grab, pull, reload, good to go. Next thing is a headlamp. I have like probably 20 of these things, and of course my black diamond I can't find, or my other high quality one, so I don't know. I think this is an Ozark Trail, which, whatever. You just need something so you can see what you're doing when you're sitting in a marsh at 4 o'clock in the morning. So for a lot of these things, you need a blind bag. So I've had multiple brands, multiple sizes, and I can tell you, just like fishing, I always buy a little tackle box, then I start taking more stuff, so I want a bigger one. Then next thing you know, I got a huge 5-gallon tote that I'm taking with me fishing every time. Same thing with duck hunting is I bought a bigger bag, which means I took more shit. And when you don't have a place to put a bag, or there's no point. So you throw it in the boat, you throw it in the sled, and then you hide it. So why do you need to take all that stuff with you when you're sitting in the marsh? So this is a final approach, and It's not the smallest bag, but it works. You can put your shells, your gloves, your ear pro, your license, some coffee. And that's really all you need when you're sitting in the marsh. The bag itself is not waterproof. They make some like that you can sit in the water, but even those they leaked. So it's just don't take a lot of shit with you. Unless you're hunting from a boat, but like you'll see tomorrow, how we hunt is we hide the boat and sit bare bones in the middle of the cattails and the marsh and the corn. So depending on the weather, these right here are a must. Tomorrow, I think it's gonna be a high of 80, so I don't need to take these. Same thing with gloves. When it gets colder and it's not 80 degrees, make sure you take a good pair of gloves. Waterproof. You get, these are my first pair that I bought. These are not waterproof. I think they were called weatherproof. Again, from Cabela's, because that's the only place, unless I buy shit online around me, that they sell duck hunting stuff. So these are great, unless it's raining, or you fall, or you're picking up decoys, and they get wet. And cotton gloves, once they're wet, are useless. So, I splurged, again, Cabela's, remember that? These are Gore-Tex. These were a little more expensive, I think these are like 60 bucks. But they work. When they get wet, I wouldn't grab decoys with these necessarily, like digging deep and doing everything. The next pair of gloves, these guys right here. So, like I said before, these things are great, but they're not conducive for picking up decoys. And these guys, they make some cheaper, like rubber ice fishing gloves, which I've tried in the past, but they don't fit right, and they're not long. They don't have a long sleeve. So you go to reach in, you fall, you trip, whatever, and now your arm's wet. These are, I got these at the outdoor show last year. They fit like a glove. They do what they're supposed to, and you just wear them fragile, but if you're using them to load shells and all kinds of other stuff, then you can wreck them, and then now you got holes in the gloves, and there's no point if you got holes in your gloves. The majority of the space taken up is from gloves. So take 2, 3 pairs of gloves, and my shell bag, my shell belt, my headlamp, my ear pro, which I guess we can show that. Next is ear pro. If you don't, I guess it's preference, but I know a lot of people don't hunt, but to me, especially when you're hunting with 4 people all around you shooting consecutively 3 shots, and yeah, that gets loud, and that's not good for your ears. And I'd like to continue duck hunting and deer hunting actually, because I guess you can get by being deaf if you're a duck hunter, but deer hunting, it's kind of crucial to be able to hear small sounds around you. And since I do both, and yeah, I'm going to protect my ears. So these are by Honeywell. They're okay. I think they were like 60 bucks. The only problem with these things is how slim they are. So you see that? When they sit, especially when you're wearing glasses, like if the glasses push them out and they kind of break the seal. So you don't know that a lot of the times when you're hunting until someone shoots or you shoot and it's loud as hell. And so they serve their purpose, but if you have glasses, I'm actually looking at getting something different. I want to get the ones that go in your ear and do the same thing. These are electronic, so you can turn them up, you can enhance your hearing so you can hear all around you, which is great except for on really windy days, because yeah, all you're hearing is wind and cattails in your face. My next new purchase is going to be a pair of just, I don't know what they're called, earbuds instead of these, because I wear glasses. These constantly pushing down, you're moving your glasses, then your glasses get all mucked up, and yeah, then I gotta go and readjust them. Just a never-ending story. So these are fine if you don't have glasses. If you do, I'd recommend getting the earbuds. It's not critical or a must, but it helps, is a dry bag. You could actually use this as your blind bag if you want, and you can set it in the water, it'd be good. It's a roll top one. So this is what I use for this. This doesn't look like much right now, but it's an inside-out ghillie suit. So when you're hunting managed areas, you get a lot of jerk-offs that they knock down the cord and they use it, they hunt in their boats. So by the end of the season, there ain't much cover. And especially this year because of COVID, I've been hearing a lot of things didn't get planted. So there's not gonna be a lot of cover. So you get out there and you're just kind of sitting, like, what do I do now? You bring a ghillie suit, and it's not always the best camouflage, but it helps break up you as a person. So you don't look like a person, you look like a weird blob sitting out there. So that's worked quite a few times actually last year, late season. Next we have my Avery swamp seat. You're just starting getting duck hunting. Someone's taking you out, someone has all the decoys, the boat, whatever. First thing you need to buy is a pair of waders and a swamp seat. Granted, I'm assuming you already have the gun, but you need a swamp seat because when you're out there hunting for 6-7 hours, just standing in the middle of the water, yeah, it's not fun. So, swamp seat, highly recommended. The next unique item that you might not have had on your list or you haven't seen before is this. This just looks like a broomstick, yeah? Wrong. This is my gun stick. When you're sitting in the swamp, granted we're going to be actually sitting, not standing, and you don't want your gun sitting in the water, so you're holding it up, which can get tiring on your arms. If you're sitting, this is going to be lower, obviously. I'll show you tomorrow in tomorrow's opening day video. But this, you just rest the edge of your gun, and so you don't have to sit there and whatever this is, 9-10 pounds. It's probably like 8 pounds for the 1187. But yeah, holding 8 pounds for 7 hours a day, it gets tiring. So this cost me $9 to make. I need to paint it tonight so it's ready, because this is, you don't want this shiny shit out in the marsh. Next, we have some burlap. Reason being, for this guy, my brand new 1976 Evinrude 6-horse, which is white. So, I needed something. I don't want to paint that like I did my boat. So all we're gonna do, take some burlap, cover it, and we're good. The other essential items you need, if you're taking a boat with you, is make sure you take extra stuff for your motor. A prop and a shear pin, because I don't know, it hasn't happened to me yet, but it's happened to multiple people I know where they hit something, they busted their prop, and next thing you know, they're paddling in for like 4 miles. Nav lights, safety first. The other item that you probably don't have, but depending on where you're going, I live in a metro area, and so the areas that we go hunting within 2 hours, there's a lot of people. Some people like to steal shit and be assholes. I think it doesn't matter where you're at, you're always gonna find assholes. So I'll do a recap at the end. I'll throw a list up, and so you can remember what to take out with you. Almost forgot. Camo. So this is a Drake. Yeah. This is a full zip Drake wader jacket, and to be honest, this thing is the best $100 you can spend. You can use it probably tomorrow just by itself in the morning when it's like 50 degrees out and you're fine. And then as the season slowly gets colder, and next thing you know it's 20 degrees out and you're breaking ice. This is all you need as far as camo. You just need to layer underneath smartly. So I would highly recommend getting this instead of like a big poofy jacket like you use for deer hunting. And obviously, safety reasons, make sure you take a life jacket if you're taking a boat. Next item, probably last item in the garage, obviously, is waders. These, if anyone is interested, you can't buy them anywhere. These are vintage because they're made from Gator Mountain, which doesn't exist. But yeah, these are my first pair that I bought. They're kind of old, they're kind of leaky, but they get the job done for early season and for layout hunting. It doesn't really matter what color they are because in theory, you're gonna be sitting in the water so the birds aren't gonna see your waders. So don't worry about it. You wanna save 30 bucks, whatever. I have a pair of, what are they? The Cabela's Super Mags, a little more expensive. These were like 80 bucks, those were 300 bucks. Those are better for later in the season when it's 20 degrees out. Unique. Now, look at these decoys. They're old. These ones are actually new, but they're small. I didn't realize that when I bought them. Cheap. Cabela's brand. Duck hunting, it just consumes your wallet. And you're always wanting more and better, but you don't need it necessarily. So, actually, let's think if I can get up to 1,000 subscribers, I'll buy my new decoys and I'll give my old ones away to anyone in need. So let's try to do that. So if you want some decoys, they work. They've been proven to kill ducks. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you like this video. And you get the word out that subscribe to Michigan Outdoors and you can get some free decoys. All right, the other thing you need, I guess you don't really need, are some calls. I suck at calling. I tried learning. It takes a while to learn, I know. And I'm not good at it. Normally people that I go with, they know how, so I just let them call. And actually, in a lot of the public land areas, you got everyone and the brother out there calling. It actually works out better to your advantage to not call. And yeah, because they know there's a lot of shitty callers out there. And they know they're not actual ducks. So they just see your pile sitting there all nice, quiet, just floating around, hopefully swimming with the wind. And then, yeah, shoot them in the face. All right, last but not least, something you don't need, but it obviously helps, is a boat. Now that is up to you. I have a random little 12-footer. I don't know the weight capacity, and I don't know how old it is, but it floats. It gets me into the marshes, so it works. I don't hunt from it. We just use it to get from point A to point B, and then we stash it, and we hunt. So that's how I do it. But let me know in the comments below how you like to duck hunt. Do you go on private land? Do you go on public land? Your public land, is it managed? And is there a drawing? I'm curious to see how other states work, because this is all I know. I hunted like twice in my life in Illinois, and it was similar, but it was different. So drop a comment below. Let me know how your managed areas in your state or your area, how they work. That's what I take duck hunting. I will show you in tomorrow's video how I pack the boat, and yeah, hopefully we got some ducks to show. If not, at least it's gonna be nice to get out. Probably tomorrow I should bring some bug spray, since it's gonna be 80 and you're gonna be in the middle of the swamp. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure if you found this useful, give it a thumbs up. Hey, if you didn't find it useful, just give me a thumbs up. It takes 2 seconds. I think we're all outdoorsmen. We want to be nice. We want to help each other out. So just hit the button, please. Thank you. And make sure you do, because tomorrow is opening day. Meaning at least once, probably twice a week, we're gonna have duck hunting videos. I'd like to get out more, but brother's gotta work. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss any Michigander outdoors in the duck blind.